We're back with another beginner-friendly bluegrass guitar lesson. I'm a former student of ETSU's Bluegrass and Old Time Country Music program. Up there I learned to save the moonshine drinking to the weekend, but also I learned a thing or two about picking bluegrass music. Here on this channel, I'm breaking down bluegrass guitar for you nice and easy. You don't have to be a speed demon to learn how to play bluegrass. Gotta have some patience, a little bit of time, but if you've got that, then you are set to go in playing this amazing style of music. If you'd like to learn deeper with me, I do offer one-on-one private Zoom lessons, or you can join Flatpick Foundations. It's my massive beginner-friendly bluegrass guitar course/membership. If you need structured learning with connected lessons, embedded tabs, that way you have them right there on the screen to learn these licks. Got a lot of great feedback from folks that are in there now learning how to play bluegrass guitar. Check that out down below in the description. Otherwise, let's get that tab up on the screen and learn this lick, all right? This is a great one if you're coming out of a G chord, or maybe you're working on your bluegrass G rhythm and you're just wanting to throw a quick lick in there. This is a lick for you. I'm going to just go through this really fast, and then I'm going to point out what actually makes this bluegrass music. That way you can take what you learn and then apply it elsewhere up and down the neck and start really picking. All right, so I'm starting with my ring finger on the 3rd fret G string. That's a special note. I'll talk about that in a second. The first part here is the only part where there's some variation, or you have some choices depending on the style of G you're coming from. I'm playing it like this. All right, those are the first 3 notes, and I'm pulling off on the 2nd fret of the G string with my pointer finger, all right? I find that easier, but you might find it easier to play with your middle finger like this. Okay, from there, open on our D string, I'm pulling off on that, right there. Try your best to let these notes ring out, that you're not deadening the notes with or the strings with your fingers. And then I'm going open, A string, sliding from the 1st to the 2nd fret. That's such an important slide in bluegrass music. Open on our D string, pulling off, open, G string. Put it all together. Okay. All right, part 2 of the lesson. Let's actually talk about what makes this lick bluegrass-like, right? I mentioned there's a special note in there. Actually, we use a special note twice. That note is a B flat note if we're in the key of G, which means that we're using G, C, and D as our main chords that are gonna make up a song, and that's in a lot of bluegrass music. We're gonna be using those 3 chords, not always in that order when we play and sing a lot of songs. But anyway, when we're playing in that key, I want you to remember this, the 3rd fret of our G string where we start the lick on, and the 1st fret of the A string where I said that important slide takes place, that's a special note, all right? In layman's terms, the more that we can integrate that note into our licks and into our phrases, we're gonna start really sounding like we're bluegrass players, okay? So the way we can think about this is there's the first one, there's the second one on that 1st fret. Okay? And that's what makes it sound interesting. That's what gives us that bluegrass flair here, okay? You can make a connection to that, what we basically play there. That classic bluegrass G run where we're starting on our root note G there. We are sliding over that special note. And really this lick that I'm showing you here today is a longer sort of variation on the G run, if you will. That's why I call it a lick/exercise, because it sounds cool just, strumming along to a G chord. And that's why this is such a cool, accessible lick, in my opinion, is because I've been playing this one just sort of warming up. I've got a G rhythm going. Just to add on to what I mentioned earlier about not letting your fingers get in the way when you're picking bluegrass guitar. It's a common scenario where, it's gonna take a lot of training on your part, practicing, to make sure that you understand that if you're hitting those strings, or even if you're, brushing up against them some weird way, you're gonna lose the resonance that comes with strings ringing out, and we're connecting licks and things over that resonance in bluegrass music. That's really important. It can be frustrating to folks when you're first starting out because it just doesn't sound like what you hear on a recording or what you hear me playing or something like that. But just know it just takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience here, but it's really fun and it's such a cool community-based style of music. Get out, take this to a jam or what have you, or join Flatpick Foundations. There's a growing number of fiddle tunes and instrumental breaks to learn in there. Also, if you guys want to learn more, I've got a free mini course you can also get down below. I'll pin it in the comment section again. But take the tab here, just practice it over and over again, get a metronome, get on Strum Machine. That's my favorite bluegrass app to learn from, or like backing track app, and have fun with it. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.